So we're going to be looking at the video quality of the Olympus OMD E-M5 Mark II. This is an $1,100 mirrorless camera. It's mainly used for stills, but Olympus did hype the video features quite a bit when they launched it. So we're going to see how good it actually is. Right off the bat, the first thing you really notice is the lack of detail. It is a really soft image, probably softer than the Canon DSLRs, which are sort of a good gauge. I really wish it was just sharper. I mean, in 2015 for $1,100, you should be able to get better overall image quality than this. So that's the biggest disappointment. Despite the softness, there are really good things about the image though. There is a noticeable lack of moire and aliasing, which is a really good sign. It's a clean image. There's not a lot of compression artifacts. Usually when I shoot this skyline with other cameras, I see those moire patterns in the brick building on the left there, and it's almost completely absent on the E-M5 Mark II. So this is just a quick rolling shutter test, and that's another positive thing about the image. There's not a lot of rolling shutter. There is a little bit, there's always going to be a little bit. They do a really good job of holding that rolling shutter effect down. These are all handheld shots. One of the biggest features that is really handy for video is the 5-axis image stabilization. It works really well, especially when you're zoomed into these tight shots where in normal circumstances you just wouldn't be able to avoid those jittery shots. They're not completely still, but they are more than usable. And these shots, remember, are quite zoomed in. They're not wide shots where you don't have to worry about it that much. So it's pretty impressive the level of stillness you can achieve just going handheld. Here I am walking through the park. Again, a really good use for this camera. Moving with the camera, you don't get those jitters. It's not quite up to a Steadicam standard, but it's more than usable and definitely better than anything you're going to get in any other in-camera stabilization system. This is another handheld walking shot. You'll be able to compare what it looks like with the stabilization off when I repeat this move at the end of this clip. But again, even walking upstairs, it's pretty smooth. This is that same walk that I take, this time with the stabilization off, and the difference is pretty clear. One thing you do notice, however, that is sort of an artifact of the stabilization is that if you have any marks or dust on your lens, they're going to jump around a bit. This is going to go back to the original shot with the stabilization on, and if you look at this spot right here, you can see that little speck dancing around on the glass, and that's just an unfortunate side effect of the stabilization, and you kind of have to live with it. In addition to that, you can get a little bit of distortion since the sensor is moving independently of the lens. The optics are shifting a little bit, so when you move the camera from side to side, especially with wide shots, you see a little bit of distortion. These are just a few more shots from my rooftop. At night it does pretty well. In low light it actually surprised me. I thought it would be a lot worse. These couple of shots are at ISO 1600, and while the image is still soft, it's got that soft look. It's not overwhelmed by noise. The noise has a decent look to it. Another shot at ISO 1600. Even in the underexposed portions of the image, it still looks pretty clean. Overall, it's pretty good. I was impressed for a Micro Four Thirds camera how well it did in low light shooting video. And that's pretty much it. It is a mixed bag. The image isn't the sharpest you're going to get. If you buy a Panasonic GH4 and shoot in 4K, you're certainly going to get a much more detailed image. Overall, I think the E-M5 Mark II is going to be great for people shooting casual video. It's not going to be for filmmakers who are creating high-quality cinematic productions, but for people doing home videos, it's going to be absolutely perfect.